Pirates are the
liked
shit.
them.
Have you watched Our Flag Means Death?
Yes. Yeah, it's funny as hell.
Doug, so funny. It's do you know Taika Waititi? He's like a New Zealand actor, director.
It sounds so racist.
It does. It
Do
does.
you know Ping Ping Ling Ling? He's great.
What in Tardation?
I just recently found out how big Alaska is. Alaska's fucking huge.
Oh, gigantic.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter the size of North America, like of the United States of America.
But not populated.
We were talking
Beautiful.
about this
See what's
recently
there.
too, because
Yeah.
somebody was talking about how cheap it is. Like if you're in Europe to fly between different countries, it's like, oh, you can go from like Germany to Spain for $59. And it's like, yeah, because most of those countries are smaller than most of our states.
It's an hour and a
Yeah.
half train ride, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
That won't get you to Memphis.
Yeah.
That
No.
won't get you to Knoxville.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
would barely get you out of
Portland
Nashville
to
at 5
Seattle.
p.m.
No shit.
Portland
That
to
wouldn't get you to
Seattle
Zanies
is
at the
a
right time.
4-hour train ride.
Yeah, dude.
It's an hour and a half by car. It's a 4-hour train ride.
Yeah.
So an hour and a half from Spain, like from Germany to Spain. Granted, they do have like high speed
Trains. They have better rail systems than
way
we do.
better.
For sure.
Our trains go like 30 miles an hour.
Well, they
Yeah,
got like
probably
getting
because the
passed by
workers
golf
that built
carts.
them were
Yeah.
bad.
they got like
People
super
spraying
trains in Europe or something. I didn't know that.
What is it?
They got super trains in Europe.
Yeah, it's just a better
Yeah.
rail system. It's routed better. It's built better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the ones they tried to do in Florida, like the Brightline high-speed rails that keep running over people.
Well, the trains
in
had
America.
To be, the trains had to be good because not everyone in Europe has like a 6 horsepower truck like over here, you know,
Yeah.
or like a
Not everybody can have a nice diesel Ford F-350 in Germany.
Dude, talking about Fort Knox,
Yeah.
if you want to get like kooky, there's all sorts of fun, weirder like
Oh.
conspiracies about Fort Knox.
Yes.
Like
there
the idea
are.
that it's like it's where all the gold is, and of course, I'm sure that there's like some gold reserves there. But
There's a big. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, dude.
It's huge.
Yes.
The big gold vault.
yeah, it's
And it
insane.
is locked the fuck down.
But I think
like a
that the
Scrooge
whole
McDuck
idea.
sized, just
I think if you,
Yeah.
but if you hide all the gold somewhere, why immediately do you just tell everybody that this is where we hide the gold? I think it's like it's an excuse to just like, why in Fort Knox do we have like the most insane security, like all this weird like underground base, and it's all super on lockdown and everything? People just think there's some cool ass shit there.
There's some weird shit
Well,
going on
That's
in
fine,
Knox.
no doubt.
for sure there has to be weird shit going on there. But also, I feel like that is American confidence.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just being like,
All the
yeah,
gold's
we
here.
keep all the gold right there. Come, if you want it that bad, come get it.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Good luck.
Imagine how much we have this shit guarded.
Good luck. Before you even get to the base, you have to wade through rednecks.
Yeah,
Good
you
luck.
have to go to
Yeah,
go
you
through.
gotta go to the
Kentucky.
Appalachians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, exactly.
luck.
That's
Yeah.
where we do it, dude.
Good luck, dude. You don't even have to worry about just the humans, dude. Good luck with our mythology in the Appalachian Mountains.
No
Here's the
shit.
hills have eyes. You'll need that.
Beautiful. Good luck.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
it's
the
also really
Rougarou
easy to
and
be
the
like,
Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, it's all over here. Look at all these guards with guns and stuff, and there's a fucking door in the middle of the desert that that's where it's all at.
Yeah,
Just open the door. No one knows where it's at. No one cares.
right there.
They just lie and tell you that's right here.
I was living up in Cincinnati
I like to think shit like
last
that.
10 years for sure. But just north of Cincy in Dayton is Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And allegedly that is where all the stuff that crashed at Roswell in 52,
Mhm.
they stored it at Wright-Patterson in Dayton. And I love, and like my buddy Blake Hammond, have y'all heard of Blake Hammond?
Yeah, Blake
Mhm.
Wolf.
He's a dog. He was coming home from a show in Dayton and was driving by Wright-Patterson and fucking saw
Some shit.
Saw a thing that was just kind of sitting there, and he was like, "Oh, I wonder." That's weird. It's like the optical illusion where you're traveling and then the plane's traveling and it looks like the plane's not traveling. He was like, "Look at that," and then he said that he kept going and the thing just kind of shifted colors and then just Goodbye. See ya. As fast as you could go.
Well, dude, what's crazy is like
right
during
above the Air Force Base.
during like COVID lockdown, the government dropped all of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, it's
like
real.
unredacted all of the stuff. It's like, yeah, we definitely have unidentified flying objects and
What
proof
was-
of
No one
alien
cared.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, everyone was arguing over whether or not COVID was real. So they
Yeah.
were like, we'll bookmark that. We'll get back to it. And
Yeah.
We still haven't really gotten back to it.
I
Dude,
know.
the amount of shit
But
that
that's
came out during like 2020, like there was just so much shit. It was like, wait a minute, what? And then people were focused on COVID, but then there were some people that were focused on that. It's like, oh wait, this is all crazy.
wasn't
Yeah,
there
yeah.
also like 100 like new pages of like Kennedy assassination
Yep.
shit that
Yeah.
got released and a bunch of other like crazy random stuff?
Like
It's like
CIA
the government just
experiments.
like,
Well,
oh,
CIA
we fucked
did
up.
kill
Here, look
JFK.
at some stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
Or like the different things, their experiments that they were doing.
Yeah, a lot
to,
of
like,
the
just-
mind control
Yeah,
stuff came
just-
out during
They
2020.
were like, okay, listen, guys, yeah, we definitely use colors and sounds and frequencies to control everyone, but who gives a fuck? Everybody's getting sick.
I think that they gave us alien disclosure. They shut the country down. They said, don't hug your mom. They did all this stuff. I mean, they were just trying to traumatize
They were
us.
all on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
It
were
worked
all
for a
on
Have
it.
you
lot of
seen
folks.
everyone?
It worked for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's very sad. It makes me, at this point, like my feelings at COVID at the beginning, I was like sad, and then you get really mad when people, it got ugly. It got really ugly.
did
Then
get
you're
ugly.
mad because I'm like, no, I am coming in. I didn't get the shot. I'm not wearing a mask. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And and that's bad too. I didn't want to, and I didn't want to be that too. So then I go back, then you kind of get in your hole. And now it's like the main emotion surrounding it is like sadness.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, y'all got God, didn't you?
And there's still people who like are really like fucked up
Yeah.
from like
Oh, all of it.
the lockdown.
The isolation.
Lockdowns.
Very
Like
on purpose.
I had 4 roommates. I was with all my homies. We were getting hot all the time. It's like there are some people that I know that are like loners and they couldn't go anywhere, and then they trust the news, they trust the government, so they believe what they're being told. And now they're terrified to go anywhere,
They lived in a war zone.
and now they're just like lost. Like
Yeah.
it's
Some people doubled down and they're like, I have to believe everything I hear from whatever channel, and then other people were like, I can't believe anything
Yes.
I hear from any direct.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what. Do you guys remember Semi-Pro, the Will
Oh,
Ferrell?
yeah,
Like, do you
yeah.
remember fucking everybody love everybody?
Yeah.
At,
PLE.
like post lockdown, it feels like the vibe in the country is nobody trusts anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
No doubt.
Yeah.
That is it. And that's just not really where you want to be.
That's not where you want to be.
That's
at all.
not where you want to be.
you weed smoker. I cough randomly all the time. But, I go to Walmart, I'm fucking wearing a mask, I'm playing the game, I'm fucking, because I just ripped a cart. And fucking everybody's like,
Same.
look at this guy, dude, he's got it.
Dude, one of the things that changed the most, it's so funny. It was so long ago, literally like what, half a decade almost at this point. I haven't talked about COVID in so long. This is kind of refreshing. I'm like, oh yeah.
That thing that
that
happened.
crazy thing
Yeah.
that happened.
It's still kind of happening.
Yeah, oh yeah,
It's
for
still-
sure. The shift that happened during that, like, because when you walked into a place and it smelled like bleach, you were like, good,
Yeah.
thank you. But before COVID, if you walked into a place and it smelled like bleach, you'd be like, dude, what did you do in here?
Yeah.
That's
Did you guys fail a health inspection? You just break down a body? What's going on?
Fail the health inspection.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
we
we used,
burned my eyes.
we used to do COVID cleanings. We would do COVID cleanings for the company I worked for.
Oh yeah.
And we'd go in full hazmat with these, thermal foggers and spray all this stuff and wipe every vertical surface. And in the beginning, I mean, it was like duct tape around the gloves,
Yeah, bro.
duct tape around the seams. I had to shave, like no gaps.
Felt like an astronaut.
no gap. The owner of the business I worked for,
Boy's dream came true.
because
Yeah.
we had a bunch of like
We had to do it for more than 6 hours, so he'll go
and
nuts.
gloves. Facts. A bunch of respirators and gloves and stuff. He locked everything up in a trailer because he was afraid that employees would steal it. Like we would go in, it was very balls to the wall. And then
shit.
towards the end, it was like everybody was just in there in t-shirts and pants, no masks, just fucking, all right, let's get this shit over with.
So
Yeah.
fun.
I didn't realize like how bad it was until I got a kidney stone, and I had to, because I was still driving. I was a truck driver. I'd never stopped working. I never stopped going into places. Just rock on. I got a kidney stone. I had to go to the VA in Minneapolis, and I walked in, and people were in like hazmat suits, and they're like, "Do you have any of these symptoms?" I'm like, "No, I have a kidney stone," and they had to like test me. It felt like sci-fi straight.
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
in a lot of pain right now.
I
know what's happening.
I was living in the van, and I was like had stuff booked and like had to go for survival. Had to keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I got my shot at the VA, like my vaccine thing at the VA, and they had you do it outside. They had like a drive-through thing set up and like at like the ground floor of the parking structure, and everybody was in like the full gear, like full outbreak, like suits and doing shot like through your window, and then you had to like wait in your car for like 20 minutes after getting the shot to make sure like you didn't have a reaction or something weird didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, get out of here.
Good.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And,
that shit made, but see, seeing shit like that makes it like that much more real and scary.
That's
you know what I mean?
I wasn't terrified
It's like
until I went to the
psychological.
hospital.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I did like stay on the road in the van and do all of that. And because of just the way our jobs work, like
you had to,
but also, because of the way, like you guys probably know this and experience this as well. Every time you do a show and you blah, 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 like when you get home, like you're normally sick. It's
Dude.
like being a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
Like whatever
Brought back
people
some
got,
road
you
ick.
get.
You
Got
can
that
still
road
hear
dust.
me, dude. I got that road ick so bad. I've had it for like 2 weeks.
Same.
And I kicked the vape. I got sick and then kicked the vape. And I have pretty much just been coughing for 2 weeks in a row. Yeah.
Well,
Dude, feel it, man. Dude, that road sickness.
The road
Shaking
dust,
so
dude.
many hands.
so many hands.
So many hugs, dude.
People get
So,
really
yeah.
close to your face.
Yeah.
So close.
So
Oh
yeah,
my
so
God.
much just unconsented to touching.
Yeah.
So
Non-consensual touching.
Non-consensual touching.
Yeah.
people that are coming out to your shows who know you, are you finding like, are they pretty respectful after shows as far as like, are they running up and grabbing you by the face and being like, I love you, or people
Some
just
people,
kinda know
some
what's-
people are like that. I get a lot more people that are like, "Is it okay to touch you? Can I hug you?"
Yeah,
But
sure.
I also have the people that just freak out, especially like drunk ladies that want to like
Oh.
touch your
the
face.
drunk lady after
They
A
grab.
drunk lady wants to touch your face. Well, what they want to do is they want to get you like right here. They want to like
Little
put their
control.
hand on the side of your neck / head, but they're drunk, so it always goes like on your face.
like a toddler.
Yeah, like a toddler trying to give you a hug around the neck, and it's like I'm getting poked in
You're
the
just
eye.
cross-facing
you know?
me,
Yeah,
exactly.
and it's wetter than I want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are your hands
Always
wet?
white.
Never heard that statement.
So yeah, some people are just out of control with it, but some people are pretty respectful.
Wait,
Never
your
too,
response to that, like,
never too
kind
wet.
of made sense. You're like, never heard that statement before.
Yeah, like,
Just kinda
Wetter
shrug.
than I want it to be.
Wetter
yeah, because
than-
like, you know, I was talking about like how like pussy and how like pussy's never too wet.
Yeah, bro.
That's kind of what I was. You know what I mean, dog?
Yeah, hold on. Put your fist out like that
You
again.
fucking
Lee, get up here. Doug, your hand is big enough that we can just both fist bump you at once. You didn't have to
Double
give
fist
us singles.
Also, what is this?
oh, dude! So my dog bit me with a marker. No,
With a marker.
no, he bit me, and
So you outlined it?
no.
So
So
it's to see if the swelling goes up or down to see
Oh.
if he might have rabies
the
or something.
redness was here, and if it spreads out, I just worry about infection.
Oh, so it appears that it is spread.
A little bit. This is I did this last night, by the way.
Well, it's spread about
It's spread.
an inch and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So
That's bad, dude.
well, we'll see if
Yeah.
I'm alive when I come
Why'd your
back from
dog
hospital.
bite you?
So I got conned into rescuing a dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna get a dog. It was like, oh, you have to rescue because they're so sad.
Hold them both up. No, so we could. It seems pretty swollen.
Let me see.
also,
Do it to me.
Seems pretty swollen.
Oh yeah, it's
Well, the red is way past the mark of concern.
Yeah. Your gigantic hands seem cartoonishly larger than they already were.
Yeah. Imagine I just drew the 3 red marks. And like, oh, I gotta see it. No, but he gets anxiety in cars really bad. And we're moving. So the last thing I moved, I was like, all right, I'm, taking the dogs. He's freaking out. It's like a 40-minute drive. He's like me, but in dog years, It's, so we're driving.
40 minutes in dog years is about 7 hours.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
the accuracy,
we get to the house.
Halfway across Texas.
At that point,
not even.
He's traveled the world.
Yeah, exactly.
I open the door and he goes to jump out, and I put my hand up to keep him from jumping out, and he was anxiety, he's freaking out, and he just nipped, and it happened to just suck. He happened to get me.
He got it.
Yeah, and his tooth went right in between my fingers.
Buddy, how pissed were you?
Oh, yeah.
After moving all day. And
you just get bit by a dog.
Hey,
now you're a zombie.
I didn't give him a kiss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
but no, it was, it sucked. And I went inside, and Q was like, you forgot 2 things at the house. And I was like,
did I?
Did
you can snap. That's good.
Oh, yeah. Day 1, I couldn't make a fist, but now I can.
Okay.
It was hurting. But it's also, I step on nails all the time from work.
Yeah.
And this is
you're like rabies and tetanus proof at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. He's tetanus proof.
The soreness that comes from a puncture.
Sure.
It gets really tight, gets really sore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of used to that.
Yeah.
I was just more, if I see green or yellow and more red spreads, and it's that's
you have to immediately, just get on some antibiotics.
Yeah. So,
you've been there before, bro.
Pop a couple Percocets,
We'll smoke them.
Parachute
them.
them.
Or parachute them,
Yeah.
I only take my antibiotics. I crush them up.
Yeah, doing lines of acetaminophen. Yeah, why not? Well, I'm sorry about your hand, buddy.
No, it's all good. It's fun.
House is exciting, though, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Shit,
congrats.
3 podcasts from now, that's going to be a hook.
Yeah. No doubt.
But it was, it's sick, man. It's a blessing to be able to have my own place.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I worked really hard. So.
Yes,
You work your ass off.
It's pretty
Yes, you
sick.
do.
How old are you?
24.
24, home buyer.
Technically 25 now. I just turned 25.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Homeowner.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I know,
Yeah,
dude.
thanks, man. Thanks. It's cool. I wanted a backyard for the dogs. I lived in apartments. I lived in townhomes. I walk the dogs. That's fine. They get some energy out, but they love his backyard, man.
Oh.
They're going
Hell
crazy.
yeah.
It's sick to see them. I see them run around and they just sit down and they're so tired and they're just looking at me and
And it's like, man, this is great.
they're 20
You know,
feet
but-
away from me, just looking at me, and I know that they're there. It's cool.
Dude, the transaction or the idea of dog miles in a car is very funny.
That's so funny.
I don't know if it's a bit or if it's just what we're riffing on right now, but it is so funny that if you take your dog to the dog park, in his mind, he's like, we just drove.
Yeah.
What? 400 miles away from my house?
Yeah.
So I can run around? What a guy. This guy rules. Dog miles, I've really never thought of that.
Dog miles.
Yeah, dog years, dog miles. 40 minutes in a car for a dog? That's
Also,
a fucking
You think a dog goes to
transatlantic
Texas
flight.
and he's like, well, it's an hour ahead of my time.
Yeah, dude.
Also, if you leave home for 4 days,
That's bullshit, man. I mean, that's just.
Oh, shit, I got jet lag. I'm a dog. Yeah, dude. It is made up, dude. I bet, dude. It is made up.
well, I mean, time is a construct.
Just a different color outside. That's what I like.
It's dinner time, and I swear to God, you fed me 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Or 20 minutes ago. I'm not sure, but.
He's got 4 watches on all of his.
You've been gone for 4 days and also a month.
And also,
Dog gets to Texas.
You were gone for 4 days and Black History Month.
Yeah, you're right. The time change in Nashville is nice. It's a time change for me. I'm coming from Eastern.
West.
And
Yeah.
it's great.
You got more time to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. If I'm coming from Lexington or Cincinnati to Nashville, it's 4 hours, but it feels like 3.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
It sucks when you got to go the other way, though.
Dude, brutal.
Yeah.
When I go to my grandma's house, she lives in Lancaster, Ohio. The time change, I'm getting up an hour earlier. You know what I mean? So like, I'm getting up. It's still kind of dark outside. I'm like, whoa, shit. I'm fucking.
It would suck to live like right on the border of one.
Yeah.
That would suck if like sometimes if you lived in like St. Louis, or I know Little Rock's kind of right on there, or like Bowling Green's kind of right on there. Say you're a comic in one of those towns. Some nights you go and you do your spot and it's on this side, the side that you live, and you get to go to bed at 12.
You have to
And then you have the
specify.
exact same day, but you go that way, and then you get to go to bed at like 1:30.
Yeah.
That would suck.
That
You're
would
just
suck.
either always
Made
late or always on time.
Made up. Well,
Made up.
didn't they just like stop daylight savings time
In some places.
or
I
something?
think it's like next year.
Yeah,
I think, like, next year.
That is.
That's
Because
how
I
it
feel like it's
works.
been next year for like 5 years.
I know.
That was another 2020 thing. They were like, guess what? Daylight savings time was never real. That's done. It'll be done in 5 years. And you're like, wait,
Yeah,
you're
time
in
zones
you're
will
in charge
still.
of
Well,
time?
time zones
That's
will
what I'm
still
saying.
be real.
Yeah.
Let's hold on. Time zones will still
Yeah,
be
for
real.
sure.
Yeah, but not
But
the,
daylight savings time, like changing forward and back twice a
Spring
year,
forward.
will stop.
Yeah.
But
Fall
that's what-
backwards.
Who,
Yeah.
and obviously I know it's deeper than just like there's a guy. It's like, all right, we're not doing that anymore.
Father
You know, I
John.
know there's like a board and a committee,
A cabal?
and science.
There's a secret
Boom.
team.
Well, no, there's
Yeah.
probably
The
an
Illuminati.
organization that has to deal with that specific thing, and they just all collectively were like, "Hey, does this we don't gotta do this anymore, right?
It's gotta be the
Or
Farm
the-
Bureau, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How are we
yeah.
gonna tell the simpletons that
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
have to do this
It's a
anymore?"
Bureau of Land Management.
It's just State Farm.
Yeah,
That's Jake from State Farm,
Yeah.
dude.
it is.
It's just a team of khaki pants.
You finally work your way up through the rankings of like masonry and the Illuminati. You get to a room, it's all black. There's one chair. He turns around, red shirt, khaki pants, and Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, dude, I've heard this legend about Jake from State Farm that was a comic in Chicago. I think his name's Calvin Evans. Killer.
Yeah. I
Is
know.
that his
I
name?
think. Wait, where's he from?
Chicago. But he
I-
goes to New York
I
and
think
he's
so.
all
I
over.
think
I've heard he's
so.
a killer, but I've heard this legend that he was all set up. He was going to be the next Jake from State Farm.
Ooh.
You know, because they
Ooh.
went, you know, the current Jake from State Farm, when
Yeah.
they went from
Yeah.
white guy to black guy,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Calvin was going to be black Jake from State Farm. And he was sitting there and he's talking and he's, you know, about to sign it. He's like, this is so sick. I can't believe I'm going to make all this money and it's going to like really help my stand-up career. And they were like, stand-up career? They were like,
You have
can't-
to
you
stop.
are Jake from State Farm, my boy.
Like
Oh,
he's
you-
the president.
You can't be doing open
Yeah.
mics and bar shows in Chicago. And he was like, what? And they were like, yeah, you're not
You
not
don't
doing
do
stand-up.
that anymore.
We own you
So he
now.
just pushed that contract back across the table.
Wow.
Brother, it was
Damn.
probably what? Couple mil?
Had to.
Had to
It
be.
had to be.
Do you
And the
guys-
shit that he gets to do,
How
like,
big of a check would you need?
to quit stand up?
And like not quit stand up and like go and you know, live on a farm or something, but like quit stand up to be the fucking spokesman of
An
whatever
insurance
a
company.
company.
Or like how much money would you need to quit stand up to go and be like the new host of Wheel of Fortune or some shit?
oh, dude, fucking, I would love to do some shit like that.
Me too. I
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
within the industry, but then you do think about like what
Could you
we
ever go
get,
back?
what we glean.
Or just no.
Yeah. In the no, you could go back. You say you got to take
You could Ellen it, like you could
Yeah,
get
right.
canceled and then do like a.
10 years. 10
An
years.
apology tour.
Oof.
I don't know. I wouldn't. It would
I
need to
couldn't
be
do it.
pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
know.
I've given up
there's too
so
much shit I
much.
want to
Yeah,
do.
already.
I've sacrificed so much to do
I
comedy.
feel very pot committed at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
I've been
sure.
all in from day one. So
Same.
to be like, okay, what was that all for, anyways?
Well, if it was all for like, I don't know, man.
Well, see,
I mean,
that's where my
that
perspective
number.
is. Like, I'm still kind of fresh into it, and it's like, yeah, I love doing stand up. Hosting is very fun.
You're
Yeah.
I
so
think,
good at it.
I think
but-
being a
Yeah.
feature is going to be really cool, but I don't see myself really being a guy that, you know, does big comedy shows all the time. I would like my role models are like Chris Farley.
Your art.
Right? Like Chris Farley is a god to me.
Yeah,
what he's been able to do, you know, like in acting and like being in a bunch of different things and being a guy that's like, oh, he's funny.
Yeah.
He made me feel good.
That's a funny guy.
That's
Funny
more
person.
so what I like to do. That's why I really liked that when I did that show. Like that was just fun to be like the comedic relief and something that felt kind of serious. Like that, but it's also, like I said, so young into it. I don't even know.
You're just evolving into figuring out.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight. You know what I mean? I'm just living life, brother.
My Mount Rushmore is Chris Farley, Sinbad, Adam Sandler.
Sinbad.
Like those guys, it's like you made me feel good. You did all of these different things.
Yeah.
You weren't ever just one thing.
Yep.
I just love that.
Yeah. Dude, Sinbad rules.
Sinbad rules.
Watch the Sinbad stuff. He's awesome.
Sick.
Yeah. The ADHD like math problem bit that he's he's like, I got Sinbad. I was like,
well, that's why
stealing all these apples?
That's why I didn't know it was ADHD, but I've always loved Sinbad because he was like he never did the same set. Like it was even if it was the same jokes, they were always like in different orders, and he was always just whatever track his brain was on, he would just follow that down the rabbit hole. And that's that thing that I loved from Sinbad. And that's that thing I study because that's how my brain works.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's how you do stand up. You might do some of the same jokes, but they're never said the same.
Dude, Sinbad has that.
Which is nice being the person that's filming because it's always a different.
Yeah,
it's always different.
This week's episode of the What in Tardation podcast is brought to you by Eargasm, the leader in innovative hearing solutions. Eargasm was founded with a passion for preserving the sound quality of live experiences while prioritizing hearing health. We live in a loud world, and harmful noises significantly threaten our hearing and mental health. Eargasm's high-fidelity earplugs are designed to protect your hearing in all loud environments without sacrificing sound quality. Get all the highs and lows of a concert or festival at a safer volume for your eardrums. Eargasm earbuds aren't just for musicians or concert fans, though. They're for anyone who finds themselves in loud situations. If you're someone who needs extra support in unpredictable environments, from comedy clubs or classrooms to crowds or construction sites, these earplugs help manage sensory overload and anxiety caused by loud noises. Eargasm's high-fidelity earplugs are an ideal go-to solution for neurodivergent individuals or anyone else with sensory processing differences or sensitivities to sounds, because these earplugs filter out harmful, overwhelming noise and allow you to hear only what matters, so you can enjoy a calmer, more grounded experience in chaotic environments. Order your first pair of hypoallergenic, high-fidelity earplugs today by checking Eargasm out on Instagram or heading over to their website at www.eargasm.com. And when you check out, use promo code AJ10 for 10% off your order. Now back to the podcast.
I do that too in the aspect of like, maybe not every word is going to be the same, right? Like it's always delivered different, but I have a really hard time breaking the order. Lee actually challenged me to break the order.
Oh, that Polly weekend?
Yeah.
You're like, dude,
you're like, dude, that was a hell of a weekend.
We went to work.
Hell of a weekend.
That was sick.
He was like, dude, go out there. And
where was this?
Zanies.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Sure. I hosted you feature. That was fun, dude. And that was cool too, because that was my first time running 15 at the club. Never ran 15 at the club.
Let's go.
Cool. It was a great weekend, man.
But when you said, rearrange it, or like just going off of that, what I know.
The path.
Yeah, it's like it was very difficult, but it's gotten easier.
When you run with us, you'll be running 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's got it in him for sure.
Yeah.
Jake did that for me when we, Jake.
Dude, he rules.
Jake who?
Rubel.
Yeah, Jake Rubel.
Jake
God, he's awesome.
We went to.
He just tried to FaceTime me a minute ago.
So funny. We went to OKC with Jay Muse, and like the first set was like whatever for me, and like the first night, and then in the green room, Jake was like, me and AJ used to do this game with each other to challenge each other. He's like, do your set backwards. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay.
Open with your closer is a real power move.
Uh-huh.
And then I did that for the rest of the weekend, and now it's kind of how I do it. Like in the middles, I have like 3 different paths I can go down.
For sure.
But to like do it that way, it helped my last joke work better.
Yeah, because it has to.
Yeah.
Open with your closer.
Yeah.
That's an old Louis thing.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that out.
Yeah, open
Just
with the
flip
closer.
the set.
Flip it.
That'd be interesting.
Flip the set.
Well, if you
Even
put your-
and you don't have to flip the entire set, but tell your closing joke first, because then it challenges you as you like proceed through your material. Even if you try to like write out a set list, you're like, fuck, now I have to tell this joke in this different order, and I have to move this here, and like, it's kind of like a word problem.
Yeah.
But there's just no math involved. It's just a word problem.
Yeah, and it causes you way out there to think on your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's a fun feeling.
Well, yeah, and you never know without
That's
mixing
fun.
things up. You don't know when your brain's gonna like make a new segue from one joke to another, and that's like that's a new joke that you made.
Yeah,
you know, or doing it in a different order. You might go, oh, from here I could actually say this or do this thing, and then now that goes into here.
Build little bridges.
Yeah.
Build little bridges.
Build little bridges.
And building bridges, you might find entirely new towns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New population. Yes,
That
dude.
that was pretty fucking deep, though.
Yeah.
He's got deep in the Tard yard,
God, deep,
man.
dude. We
whole
get
new
deep.
towns filled with so many different kinds of people.
Cum jokes.
Unexplored property.
That's the other cool thing about doing like the road trip in the RV. The way we did it is we stopped at all these little small coastal towns and little places. We drove through this little German village in the mountains.
Leavenworth.
Oh, yeah,
German
Leavenworth.
village.
Yeah, like an
Leavenworth,
entire
Washington.
town designed to look like a German village. Like even like the
Really?
modern stores, like McDonald's had like an old timey wooden,
That
like
pop up
handmade
when? Like
sign.
late 40s? When that
That's
pop up?
sick.
Is that on
Yeah,
some like Argentina
Wait,
shit?
that's literally what I was saying, because we were talking about like, do you remember that cult documentary about the
Fuck
cult
yeah.
that took over that whole town?
Yes.
Yes.
We were Wild Wild Country.
Yeah, yeah.
We were talking about that, and I was like, that's basically what happened in this German village. Is like
Crazy.
some guy moved there, bought as much of the town as he could, and he was like, these are my rules.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
Germany now.
Yeah.
Yes,
1885,
that's why.
by the way.
1885? Okay, that's so much better than 1940.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
1845? That guy was just kind of whimsical.
Yeah, 1951,
Yeah, dude, that was
Yikes.
tough, dude.
1885, it's about the arts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right there, dude.
Yeah, it's about the culture.
Yeah.
Pretty way out there, too.
Way
I think
out
in
there.
1940
Way
it'd
the
still be
fuck out
about the
there.
culture for them. Yeah.
That's what.
Do you think that 1885, that little town, do you think that they came across the Atlantic and then hucked it all the way across North America? Or do you think they
Came the other way.
came the other way like we were talking about earlier?
Hmm.
Because it's probably...
By the late 1885,
Oh,
probably.
they couldn't fly across the Pacific Ocean in 1885.
Uh-uh.
Oh, yeah,
No.
you're hucking shit.
No,
Yeah,
but
he took a
from
boat.
Germany, you could have gone like across Russia to China,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
But depending on, that's a hard journey
Yeah,
too. That's
it's
a
all
journey.
so
Oof.
tough, dude.
Yeah.
Everything was so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Even the landscape of that area, let alone like traveling across America.
I don't know if
was-
I don't know world geography well enough to know if across Russia was the correct
Yeah,
answer
me
to
either.
that.
Yeah,
or
because
not,
isn't
but-
Alaska and then Russia? Wouldn't that be closer or no?
yeah, I don't know.
That's
I
what that
can't
was
really
kind of
picture
my
it.
thought.
I'll look at a world map.
My brain is like a 8-foot picket fence backyard.
Yeah,
You know what I
it
mean?
is right there.
Anything past that's like, it's all right.
Yeah, dude. It's yeah, sure.
but
Right
dude-
there, I'm fine.
All the weird,
Alaska,
strange.
Texas, it's
Yeah.
all.
But the point is, all the weird,
No.
strange people
Yeah.
you see.
Russia over here, Alaska over here.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
they had to go this way, and then around.
That's wild. That's
Yeah.
so
Why do the
wild.
maps always depict Africa as so small?
Yeah, that's
You know,
bizarre.
Africa's like huge.
Yeah, Africa's big as hell.
Like big as fuck. And it's always kind of like smaller on the map.
People
I
always
think you're
forget that.
thinking Australia, maybe.
Australia
Africa's
is al-
pretty big on the map.
Also Australia. Australia is very big too, but it's smaller on the map. But no, I'm specifically talking about Africa because Africa is supposed to be like bigger than this. Like
It's
it's
about that size.
it's huge.
Nasty.
Why? Like why do all these things?
Yeah, all this like deception.
I don't
Hey,
think. I don't
let's
think.
go
It's,
over there with one of
No,
those like
brother, I'm
measurement
on your
wheels.
side.
well, I don't necessarily think it's deception. I think it's just. I think it's just like I work at a job, right? Like if there's a corner I can cut, I'm gonna cut a corner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel
It's like,
you.
so some guy was like, "Oh, dude, I have to totally redesign this map to fucking make." He's like, "Hey, why is Africa so small?" It's like, "Dude, just proportionate, man."
Yeah.
It's just like an artist. It's just like
it's
it's just like an artist drawing anything else. It's like, why are the hands so small? It's like, hey, I'm doing this for free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
You know what I mean?
It's just some dude's incompetence or laziness years
you
ago.
get 2 revisions.
Yeah.
You want me to change this again? You got to pay for it. And they're like, nah, you know what? That's actually fine. That's probably fine.
Yeah, 154 revision. I'm good, bro. It's all right.
Yeah. Dude, you had me change the font 8 times. We're done.
Yeah. Dude, when we made the logo, I'm sure you feel the same way when you're designing shirts. It's like, I'm so like, it's like, no, it doesn't look right yet. It like, fix this, tweak this. And then finally, my guy with my logo was like, hey, man, I'm giving you way more free ones than I give anybody.
Yeah.
This is your logo.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the organic alley-oop there. But yeah, this logo, the merch company designed for me, and kind of same. I wanted to be like, oh, do this. And I was like, they're making it. I'm not, just let them, you know what I mean? And so, but I dig
that
this
thing's
logo
fresh.
a lot.
It does
yeah.
look sick.
Like an old, like mechanic shop logo or
I love
something, or
it,
auto
yeah.
parts.
I was
Like an
going to
old
say like
70s.
John Deere kind
Yeah,
of.
sure.
Like
Like an old Kubota or something, you know?
it looks
But,
like the grill of like a car.
Or like a sick
Ooh.
belt buckle.
Oh, dude, that on a belt buckle?
Yeah, dude, this just smashed into
Well,
a girl's forehead.
It's backwards. Whose jaw? That rocks, dude.
Like Taryn said, you could put a picture of yourself shitting on a shirt and people would buy it. So
I might do that, actually. I posted like some pictures before, like promos of like me on the toilet. I might like cut that out as a sticker and then just put like, I'm the shit on a shirt.
AJ Wilkerson comedy.
Merch, baby.
Merch, baby. I did the fucking, those.
Yeah.
Doug, those. We'll have those up on my
What is that?
shit
Captain
soon.
Autism.
Yeah.
I'm building like a merch store online, which is driving me insane.
Yeah,
But
that's a hell of
it'll
an
be up.
undertaking.
Shopify is a bitch.
It is a bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know anything about shipping. What
Yeah,
do I know
dude,
about
that's a
shipping?
nightmare, man.
I used to drive for UPS and I still don't know shit about shipping.
Yeah,
And then
shipping.
on there, they make you like do it by weight. And then you're sitting there like, well, how much does a Bella Canvas shirt weigh?
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, it was like the default was like a pound. And I was like, well, a shirt doesn't weigh a pound. And I was like, what does a typical shirt weigh? Like 6 ounces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, half a pound or 6 ounces, whatever. So then I started trying to do that, and I was like, I don't know if this is even right. Like, I don't know if this is going to correspond with what like the merch company is going to like bill me to ship them.
Yeah.
So I need to figure out what that is.
Wait.
Yeah.
My shirts weigh about a pound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your shirts probably do weigh about a pound. Dude.
Dude, I had this.
About 5 wet.
Yeah.
I had this legendary baseball coach in high school. He was like in the Kentucky Sports Hall of Fame. He's legend, guy named Dom Fusey. And he was just this real kind of wacky dude. And if you were ever in like a really high pressure situation, you know, into the game, big game, a lot of people there, whatever it is, if it was a high pressure situation and you were hitting, he'd call a timeout, wave you down, and you'd jog down there and you'd think he was going to like say something, watch out for the fat curveball or whatever. And just to get your mind off of the situation, he'd be like, Kimbrell, how much do you figure this baseball field weighs? And you're sitting there and you're like, I mean, like, I don't know, like how deep into it? He's like, oh, okay. Another question. How much do you think the school weighs? And you're sitting there and you're like, shit, I don't know. He's like, all right, go get him.
Dude, I had
Just
a-
to kind
I
of
had a-
take you out of the moment.
Dude, I had a little
Interesting,
league
yeah.
baseball coach that would do that.
Fascinating guy.
I had a little league baseball coach that would do something
Yeah.
similar. He'd call you over and he'd be like, how long do you think it would take you to swim through a cornfield?
Yeah.
Or something. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you? And it's, yeah, exactly
Kinda
that.
chuckle. You're out of the moment. Then you're just a kid. You're like,
Like,
all right,
what was
let's play
that?
baseball.
That makes me wonder
Awesome.
about
And that's
like,
when you play the best, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
dude, that makes me wonder, like, you know how in football, like with NFL coaches and stuff, they talk about like coaching trees, and it's like, oh, these 3 guys coached under Bill Walsh, and these guys came from Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wonder about that in baseball. Do you know what I mean? Like,
for
what
sure.
camp or what like thing did these guys go to where like that
all of that
coaching
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
trick like trickled its way out into the world.
Right, man.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fucking. I love thinking about stuff
Who was
like
the
that.
first coach that ever did that? It's like, come over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. Baseball rules, dude.
Yeah, who was the
Double
first
day.
baseball coach? Was like, hey, how much wood you think a woodchuck would chuck?
Could
if a
chuck.
woodchuck could chuck wood.
Yeah, exactly.
How many seashells is Sally selling down there?
That's how old baseball is that the guy who invented it, Abner Doubleday, fought in the Civil War.
Oh shit.
He was a Union
Damn.
soldier and he fought in the Civil War and then he retired and was like, fuck this, I saw some shit. And then he went and invented baseball.
He invented a game
Abner
so
Doubleday.
he could beat his own demons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you're talking about how the trickle down effects of just
That's
like
crazy.
the psyche and decisions of one human being, but like some guy had like PTSD.
Yeah.
Went to
So
a
bad
field,
that he-
got a stick, pick up an acorn.
Talk
just
about
like,
a field of dreams.
God, if
dude.
I could only get like whatever shit, fucking like 19 of my buddies over here. Maybe I get like, I don't know, like 9 on each side, like 18.
Right. Do you know what I really need?
Yeah.
Do you know what I really need? Is I really need a circle of trust.
Yeah, we need some camaraderie. I don't know, maybe like a nice green field.
What do you
some
think?
pretty-
Dude, he was probably sitting in a sweat lodge too. He's probably sitting in a sweat lodge doing ayahuasca,
Yeah.
trying to get over everything that he saw during the Civil War.
Yes.
And then he was like, "What do I call the place where all the boys gather?" He's like, "Hey, what is this building we're all doing
Yeah.
these drugs in called?" And they're like, "Oh, it's the dugout." And
Yeah.
he's like, "That's what we're
Okay,
calling them.
this is the
2
dugout.
dugouts, one for each team."
We'll go to a nice green field, call it a park. Who gives a shit, you know? It's fun. I do. I
Yeah.
love it. I
Turns
love
out
baseball.
that field of dreams was actually a field of nightmares. It was
field, yeah, a field of fucking bad dreams. dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hell
That
yeah.
is amazing.
hot riff, dude.
I'd never known that much about baseball. Dude, I played baseball growing up, but it's because my dad like coached baseball.
Yeah,
You
he's
know what I
into
mean?
it.
And he
Yeah,
was
for
super
sure.
into it. My dad coached my brother all the way through high school, and I stopped playing baseball for a couple of years in high school and didn't play again until my senior year because my school was so small. They were like, "We need one more body,
Yeah, dude.
or we don't have a team."
Dude, baseball
Same.
movies are the
So-
shit. We were talking about pirate movies, dude. A League of Their Own.
A league of their own.
And
Angels in the Outfield.
Angels in the Outfield.
Sandlot is probably
Sandlot.
the movie that
Best-
I've watched the most in my life.
Maybe
Yeah.
the greatest baseball movie of all time.
So good,
Yeah.
dude. A League of Their Own, you know that one?
yeah.
You know that
Mhm.
happened.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
World War II, all the boys were over there killing Nazis, and people were like, we want baseball. So there was like a popular
There's a women's baseball league.
women's professional baseball league. It was awesome.
Dude, that was
they
real.
made a movie. Have you ever heard? There's no crying in baseball.
The
Yeah.
Tom Hanks and
It's Tom
Gina
Hanks.
Davis.
And that's what that's from.
That's
Yeah.
Chet Hanks' dad.
Yeah, that's Chet.
I've got,
What a wild!
I've got to meet him a couple times
What
at
a
Zany's. He's a
wild-
nice dude.
Chet Hanks' dad.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
he's fucking jacked.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
bumble club.
Yeah, he's yoked up, dude.
That's amazing.
He started White Boy Summer, man. That's culturally significant. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Is that White Boy Summer?
That's White Boy
Is
Summer.
that White Boy Summer?
Used to be an Antioch gang called the Crazy White Boys,
Hell yeah.
and it was like a big thing in like the '90s in Nashville.
Oh, really?
I did,
Huge, like there was like big fights, big riots, big
Crazy White Boys.
CWB.
CWB.
The redneck version of the Kia Boys.
It's
Yeah,
the, it's
yeah.
the white, but yeah, there's
The Chevy Boys.
Yeah.
they're stealing horses.
Horse thief. Dude, if you stole somebody's horse back in the day, you ruined their
we're the
whole life.
Mustang gang,
Yeah.
Doug. We're the
Yeah,
Mustang
Mustang gang, dude.
Stang gang.
That's dope. You could just absolutely destroy somebody. We were talking about like old, the old
Yeah.
German village. If you just like rolled up somebody, stole their horse, their
They're
life's
fucked.
is pretty much
Yeah.
over.
Oh my god.
Especially if they're far away from
That's
town.
what I'm
That's
saying,
how they
dude.
got to town.
Yeah,
and
if
it isn't
they're
that
far away
hard to
from
steal a horse.
town.
There's no security.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Nothing.
just fucking
No,
you gotta
Yeah.
tie a better knot
Yeah.
than somebody
You
else.
gotta
I
hope
guess.
that horse likes you enough to like, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
give you a warning.
something like
Stole a
that.
horse.
If not, the
that guy
horse is
off.
like, yeah, fuck this
Yeah.
guy. He only feeds me once a day. Let's get out of here.
I'm
Yeah.
out, dude.
Yeah, stealing a car, you gotta break in, you gotta get in. See on the horse, you're like, hey, you see this apple, dude?
Yo,
You gotta break in. You gotta get not caught, and even if you did, you gotta get not prosecuted whatsoever. You know, it's all sorts of stuff.
Dude, yeah, horses don't have VIN numbers, dude.
Doug, I was just watching this thing on TikTok. This like backcountry dude that does like mountain shit, and he was talking about why goats are better, companion and work animals than horses. And he was like, because like when a horse gets scared, it runs away. When a goat gets scared, it runs to you.
Really?
Yeah, because a goat thinks of you as part of its herd. So a goat will run to you, whereas a horse, like if like thunder, like a thunderclap, your horse will just bolt away. It just runs away.
That's why there's goats at every horse farm. You know, if you're ever like driving on one of these roads and you look out and you're like, oh, look, horses, how nice. Slow down a little bit and squint, and you will also see a goat.
Why is that?
Goats calm horses down to the point that he's saying. I don't know. I mean, it's like, it's just
because if a horse is scared, it will run away because it's like looking for a herd.
It's the horse's pet.
It's an emotional support animal.
Because
a horse looks at a goat the way we look at like dogs.
Yeah,
it's like,
this little guy, if he's chilling, I'm chilling.
Yeah, or like the way they give like big cats at
golden
zoos,
doodle.
they give like golden doodles or fucking wiener dogs, dude.
Really?
They'll put wiener dogs in with like tigers.
They won't eat them?
No, they become like companions.
Especially if it's like a tiger cub.
Oh yeah.
If it's like born in captivity, and it'll just be raised with like a golden retriever.
Dude,
and then
there's a video of like a golden retriever. Yeah,
that's so interesting.
There's a video of a golden retriever at this zoo that like raised like 8 tigers.
Yeah, as its mom.
As their mom. So like the tigers will be like fighting with each other, and this golden retriever will come in and grab one of the tigers by the ear and pull it away from the other tiger and like get in between them, and they won't fuck with her at all.
Yeah, the hierarchy of like animal intelligence and stuff.
That's
Do you think?
wild.
I mean,
Crazy.
yeah.
So
How
like-
much money would you pay a month if there was a subscription? How much money would you pay a month to be able to like talk to your dog or talk to your cat?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, so much money.
Yeah, like to be able to talk to Abby, you'd probably drop what, like $15,000 a year? You'd get a second
easy.
job.
Yeah, I would.
Start an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
Just to be
I
able to
would sell
talk
my
to your
feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Netflix goes up $2, and everyone's like, "Fuck this company!" But
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, $150 a month." And you're like, "Fucking, where do I sign?"
$150 a month to talk to your favorite animal.
That would be really
Done,
cool.
dude. Done. I wonder if we'll see.
Only if you could turn it
Something
off,
like
though.
that.
Because I bet sometimes it'd get annoying.
Doug, there's already those people that have you seen those interactive mats for
Yeah.
dogs
Oh,
where
yeah.
like they can like say words and communicate shit?
Yeah.
That's already
Dude,
happening.
I saw
It's starting
one of
to
those
happen.
videos that got kind of dark. It's like a golden doodle who is so smart.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you see a dog smashing them and you're like, all right, well, he just said park wet tree. He's just kind of button mashing. He's playing Mortal Kombat right now.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll see a dog and you're like, oh, that guy knows what he's doing right there. And have you seen the one of the dog who like got too much sentience and he just sits there all day and the only button he presses, dude, it gives me a chills. He's like, why? Why?
Oh my
Why?
God.
Why
No.
dog? Why dog?
Why dog years?
Why dog? This motherfucker's like, why am I a dog? You're not a dog.
That's hilarious.
I know what a dog is. You ain't
Yeah.
a dog. I'm
Yeah.
a dog. You seem
That's
to
a
be doing
person
way
who's
more
been
shit.
reincarnated.
Yeah.
Why
Why
now?
dog? Yeah.
Why
Jeez,
now?
how crazy is
That's
that?
dark.
Why dog? It's a Black
Yeah.
Mirror episode.
What have I
man.
done in a previous life to make me a dog, but I don't have enough buttons to say that. So why dog?
Yeah, dude.
Why dog?
Full sentience dog would be bad, but if you're just like regular dog, I can't think of a better reincarnation than like being a golden retriever to a rich family.
Oh.
How
Yeah.
sick of a life is that, dude? Not if you're like aware that you were a dog and you could be a human.
Yeah.
Not
Why
if you
dog?
remember your
Yeah.
past
Why
life.
dog?
Yeah. I have so many poems to write.
Yeah.
Why dog?
Why dog?
He just keeps going bad.
Bad dog.
Why?
There's a guy who does it with Frenchies, and their buttons are like
What
really
a
funny.
freak.
It'll say like, hey, you want to go do it? But hell no.
You want to go to the vet? Hell no.
Yeah, it's the coolest shit ever.
with a Samuel L. Jackson voice.
It's a very painted voice, but it's very funny. Dude. It's very funny.
Oh.
He says some crazy shit. But I think at that point, you're just teaching them how to hit the button. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's some.
But then there are some, like you're saying, where they're like, outside, please. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if that
Treat
is a
soon?
learned behavior, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's crazy that you can teach a dog to do anything. I mean, I raised Dottie since a puppy, and like, it's crazy that like she could be as far away, and I go here, and she fucking comes right to me and sits next to me.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's like, that's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then you see people that do it like horses. Like horses are really smart. You can train them to do crazy shit. Or like the dogs and animals that you see in movies
Yeah.
Yeah.
that are trained to like pant on command.
Yes.
Like, how the fuck are you teaching your dog to pant? I can't get mine to fucking
Act
stop.
scared. Yeah. All right, listen, dog. In the woods is a scary
Paul,
monster.
right here.
Yeah. Go over there, be scared, act like there's a monster over there, and then I want you to hit me with a good little and run away. And they do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, they taught those golden retrievers how to play basketball.
Why?
Wait, what?
Airbud? Are you talking about
Well, they taught
Airbud?
those girls, they taught them how to play basketball, volleyball, soccer. I mean, holy shit.
Dude, I've got a bit
You
about
think
that
they
about
taught them the
horses.
full game? You think they taught them how to play a full game of basketball? They taught them all the rules?
Yeah.
Hey, inbounds.
They know how to
They're just
block
watching
out.
a bunch of film. They're just like,
You got a coach on the sideline going like, hey, 36-1, 36-1.
Sitting there watching film, just a bunch of dogs. Dude, that rules. That's how they make babies cry in movies. They pinch them.
give them a little
These
pinch.
babies aren't acting, dude. They're just reacting. Just scared
It'd
babies.
be crazy to get a baby
Yeah,
to cry on
acting.
command.
Yeah. I've got a joke that I do on stage about it, about how the horses from Lord of the Rings thought it was real.
What?
The horses, the horses in the movie Lord of the Rings thought that they were like in a war for Middle Earth.
Oh, God, that is amazing.
Why was
It's got to be the same thing for Game of Thrones, right?
100%.
Like the horses in Game of Thrones are like, we're riding into battle,
Yeah,
boys.
this is crazy. This is crazy. This is from
Yeah.
like the realm of men.
We're on the front lines.
Yeah. We're with the
This
Knights
is
of
from-
Rohan right now.
This is for the realm.
Why,
of men.
horse?
Yeah.
Why, horse?
Yeah, why? Horse. Why? And then the next day they're just back. They're just a normal horse.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're turning on their buddies.
And then they're normal horses. They're like, hey, I've seen some shit. And one of them's like, hey, I came up with a game.
Yeah.
We're gonna get 2 teams. There'll be 2 dugouts. Hay bales and boots.
All the hay you can eat, buddy. All the hay you can eat.
Just
We'll
the
put a
horse coming
stream
back.
right behind home plate. You can stop, get a little water.
That'd
You
be
know?
great, dude. HPTSD, dude. I feel bad for him. It's a hell of a day.
Oh yeah, and then they go back. They go back, and then there's another horse that was on like a nice, like kids movie.
Yeah.
He's like, "What'd you do today?" He's like, "Fucking horse."
I don't want to talk about it. And this guy was in like the never-ending story. He's
Yeah.
like, man, my career was
He's
awesome.
like, "Dude,
man."
it was great. There was these kids. It's this
Yeah.
cool fluffy thing." He's like, "Dude, I fucking saw everything. They're dying."
What'd you do today? What'd you do today? I was a real life My Little Pony.
Yeah.
What'd you do today? I killed a man.
Yeah.
I only fought for the freedom of the entire universe.
Yeah.
There was a guy I didn't know on my back, and then he got his head chopped off with a sword. And then I just ran away into a.
You ever seen an orc up close?
Yeah, they're like, well, they partnered me up with my rider, and we got really well connected. And then he just was murdered, and they put me in a cage and brought me back here.
Yeah, here I am. Apparently, it's the year 2017 again. What the fuck? What's that about? Where was the air
I
conditioning?
time traveled.
Yeah, where was the air conditioning back there with the dragons?
Yeah. Do you know what I did today? I was in the forest, surrounded by orkies. I thought we were all goners, and then a guy yelled, "Cut!"
Yeah, he didn't look like any of them.
Dude, the headless horseman must have been fucked up.
He didn't look
Like,
like
dude,
any of them.
I was really connected with my rider, and then his head was a pumpkin.
Then he got coffee.
Yeah, some guy wearing jeans. Everybody else got armor suits on. This guy with jeans is like, hey, I think he might have been Jesus. That guy Jesus. They talking about
Because horses can talk
Yeah,
to each
he
other.
parted a sea of orcs.
Can they really?
They just parted.
They can. You see animals communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Of course they communicate, but do you think they like
telepathic?
Well, do you think like a horse is like fucking like hey, this food's really good? You know what I mean? Like, do you think they're
Crazy weather we're
I
having
think-
today.
yeah, or is it like is it conversation or is it only like hey, stay away from this? Hey, don't like
I think that they probably have a little bit more sentience than we give them credit for, but the most hippy-dippy answer to that is that if you're a bipedal animal, if you're a horse, your chakra alignment is horizontal. So that means that like the little top part that makes us human, the little spark where we can like past, present, future or whatever, that's not there. So I think they're mostly just kind of reactionary. I don't think a horse is like at the twilight of his life remembering when he could run fast.
yeah.
You know, I think he's kind of just like, I'm a horse. I don't think, I know that sounded so
What-
stupid.
It's just like fucking name.
Nay, motherfucker.
Well, you don't think a horse like you see tigers. You see tigers like from a tiger cub raised with one person and then they're gone for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then they see that person and they recognize them. Like it's like it makes you think that like maybe during that 10 years they're like, what the fuck happened to Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to see this guy all the time.
All the
and
time.
It's like, holy shit, there's fucking Bill. What?
I think that falls
Yeah.
along the lines of like ADHD and autism, like object permanence. Do you know what I mean? It's like Bill's gone, and it's just like, oh, all right. And then all of a sudden, it's like, holy shit, Bill!
Bill's back.
Yeah.
Bill!
It's like
Yeah.
Bill doesn't
I almost
exist.
forgot about you, but you're here.
Yeah.
It's like you were never gone. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Is a good point. Because I do that with some people I haven't seen or talked to them forever, and I see them, I'm like, dude, what? It's like I haven't fucking, it's like I saw you yesterday, dude.
Yeah.
What the
No
fuck?
offense,
Yeah.
but you didn't exist to me until just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that you were even here, dude. That's why it's hard. Like, you may experience this. I don't know if you guys are ADHD guys, but like when people die,
Oh yeah.
like, like when people pass away, it's like I try really hard to remember them. But then, like, there are people that are alive that I don't talk to anymore that I just completely forget.
Yeah.
And then I see them and I do remember them. Why is that, you think?
I think it's because they go into a different category in your brain.
It's like a different
Yeah.
file.
You know what I mean?
Because you're not
Like-
seeing them
They're
every
like,
day.
"Alright,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like because like when someone dies, it's like, okay, I'm putting them over here, and like it's almost like your brain builds a headstone for them, if that makes sense.
interesting.
So you have like whatever reminded you of them, it's like more connected to that in like that database of your brain,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense,
Gotcha.
than a
Yeah,
person who's alive.
Yeah, like one of my buddies that was in the army, he's from Florida and he's dead now. And I don't think about him every day, but whenever I go by a beach because he's from Florida, my brain has that like connection.
Yeah.
Of,
Yeah.
like, oh, my buddy.
Yeah.
Good
It's
times.
almost like when someone dies. It's like
motherfucker.
it's almost like when someone dies. It's like while they're alive, they're written on paper. Once they die, your brain writes them on stone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Deep.
I like
Yeah.
you die 2 times. You die when you die, and then you die the last time someone ever says your name.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like,
Oof.
what we're after right now.
Immortality.
Yeah.
Just like gotta stick around, man. Even after I'm dead, people are still gonna be like, oh man. that
Yeah,
guy was
I
funny."
talk about this a
Yeah.
lot. I'm not gonna have kids.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't have like a bloodline legacy
This is
to
the
continue.
legacy,
This
yeah.
is it.
Yeah.
This is what I've dedicated my life and like my whatever legacy I'm gonna have. It's gonna be based on
Wow,
this.
yeah. That's it.
That's it. This is all I got.
What in Tardation?
What in Tardation?
This is my life's work. This is my
Yeah,
magnum.
Yeah. Bury me in the tard yard.
This is my legacy, live from the Tard Yard. That rules. No, it's beautiful. It rocks. It's so
At
funny.
least you said the name right.
Yeah, Tardation.
Someone thought it was what in tradition.
Yeah, somebody with
That's
dyslexia read it and said,
hilarious.
"What in tradition?"
What tradition?
What in Tardation?
That's hilarious.
Somebody
I love
else
it.
calls it "What in Tardnation?" And I was like, "Tardnation is
Yeah.
our Patreon subscribers."
Oh, there you go. Tardation.
Yeah, Tardation.
Beautiful.
I pledge allegiance to the Tard.
Fucking shout out your social medias. Let everybody know where to find you.
Hello. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
The Instagram at Leon Kimbrell. 2 L's in Kimbrell. You'll see me on their Instagrams and stuff. Just have me there. Come see me live. Hell yeah.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
got-
brother.
Hell yes. Kyler?
Kyler Finney Comedy. I'll holla at your boy.
There's only one.
Yep, the
There's
one and
only
only.
one.
2 N's in Finney.
Yeah, you see a fat guy with a Rottweiler on his shirt. It's me.
And at Sydni Stephens Comedy on everything.
Boom.
All right, tonight, actually, I'm in Chattanooga. I'm headlining Lookout Comedy Festival at the Comedy Catch. This weekend, October 18th, I will be in Manchester, Connecticut with Cam Bertrand, co-headlining some shows. And then I'll also this Sunday be at Helium in Indianapolis. So you guys can come see me there. And then I've got dates all the way through the end of the year, all on ajwilkerson.com, including filming my next special, January 31st at Gramercy Theater. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. You can go get tickets for that at ajwilkerson.com. Also, don't forget Tard Nation. We just brought it up. If you want to join the Patreon, you get bonus podcast episode every week. And you can check that out at patreon.com/Tardation Nation.
Come hang out in the yard, folks.
Gramercy. That's huge.
Gramercy with
Come
homeless
on.
pimp.
With homeless pimp.
With homeless pimp.
Buddy. Congrats.
It's gonna cost me 6 figures. So
That's
somebody
so
needs to
wild.
buy it.
Yeah,
So
that's so
Tell the
exciting,
others.
man.
email Netflix. Support@netflix.com.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it's I'm excited. It's gonna be.
What in Tardation?